Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Quast, CEO of Peak Performance Chiropractic. If you're watching this video, then you have already been tested. Last time you were here, one of our doctors took you through our examination process, and we did all of those physical tests with you to find where your weak and damaged areas are, even if you're not hurting. And so those tests, they'll show us what you can do physically and what you can't do, so that we know where the problem is, even if it's not hurting, which is an amazing thing. The other thing that does, the testing allows us to get a baseline of where you are today, so that in the future we can come back and repeat these tests and compare, so we can actually see what changes have happened with your body to make sure we have you at the highest function as possible. A couple things that we found over the years of working with patients: we have found that the patients who understand everything the best are the ones who get the best results, which is what we want for you and what you want, and that's why you're here. So we have a few educational things we're going to go through with you so that you can understand, so that you're making informed decisions and getting the best care possible. The first thing I want to show you is a chart, a nerve diagram. You should have a form of this that you can actually pick up and take a look at right now. So go ahead and grab your nerve chart and take a look at this as we go through it. This nerve chart basically is showing you where you have your brain controlling everything in your body by sending messages down through the spinal cord, through the nerves. At every spinal vertebrae, nerves come out and then branch out and go to all the various parts of your body. Everything you can think of has nerves. Along your spine, you have a whole bunch of tiny little muscles. They're called stabilizer muscles. This is a picture of them right here, and you can see some of these tiny little muscles along your spine. Every one of these little tiny muscles here are stabilizer muscles, and what happens is, in life, these little muscles get damaged from things that you do. When those muscles get hurt, they're going to spasm and contract, and they're going to pinch down and not only damage and irritate the joint, but damage and irritate the nerves that are coming out there. If you look back at your nerve chart, I'll give you an example, because we see some interesting things that people don't really think about: nervous system or chiropractor or your back. I had a patient one time coming in. It's kind of a funny story. He had this terrible middle back pain right through here, and he didn't want to be here. His wife was making him come. So that's kind of funny. You can imagine he was kind of difficult. Every time he would come in, he wasn't happy. He was cranky and grouchy every day, and you've probably dealt with people like that yourself just in life, and it's no fun. But we're trying to help the guy, and so he's coming in, and one day he comes in and he's happy, which is the weirdest thing. And I ask him, I say, "Why are you so happy?" And he goes, "Well, I can't believe it." He goes, "I haven't had to take Pepsid AC since I started coming." And I said, "I didn't even know you took Pepsid AC." And he said, "I didn't tell you about that. That's nothing to do with my back. That's my stomach." And I said, "Well, hold on a second. What are you taking it for?" And he says, "Well, my doctor says my stomach makes too much acid, and so I take Pepsid AC, which blocks the acid from forming." And I said, "Well, that's weird. Why would your stomach just start making too much acid one day? It's kind of weird if you think about it. What would make it do that?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know. I really don't know why it would do that." And I said, "Well, the Pepsid AC is blocking acid from being formed, so that must mean your stomach's still going wrong and trying to make too much." And he said, "Well, yeah, I guess you're right." And I said, "Well, how long have you been taking it for?" And he said, "I've been taking it every day for 5 years." And I said, "Wow, that's clearly not fixing why your stomach's making too much acid. It's getting you through the moment, but not fixing why." And I asked him, I said, "Well, what do you think tells your stomach how much acid to make?" And he said, "Well, I don't know, probably your brain." And I said, "Yeah, and how does your brain get the message down there to your stomach to tell it how much acid to make, when to make it, when to move food through, when all the different enzymes from your pancreas and your gallbladder need to be mixed in?" I mean, it's complicated. And he goes, "Well, that's all through those nerves." And all of a sudden, he got the bright idea. It's the nerves. So if you look back at your nerve chart, you'll see right where all his problem was, where all the pinching on those nerves is. If you follow that across, there's the stomach and digestive system right there. Now, he had no idea that could be helped. In fact, the sad part is he didn't come here for his stomach, and he never would have, because he thought chiropractic was about bones in your back, not realizing it's about the muscles, because they hold the bones in the positions they're in, and it's about the nerves and how they're being pinched and irritated. He didn't realize that. And what I find is most people don't. In fact, try this. Next time you're out with your friends, tell them you're going to the chiropractor for acid reflux and see how they'll laugh at you. Because no one understands this, which requires us to do all of this education every time with all of our patients when they're new, because people just don't know.